Okay, so I'm just going to start a new file just to show you a few more dimension tricks and temporary dimensions and all that sort of stuff. Let's go to the architecture tab and go OK. I'm just going to drop a few walls into this project, and I'm going to put some model lines just for a point of reference. Let's go with that. Drop this in here, for example. And I'm going to drop another wall maybe up here. See if that works, something like that. And some model lines. I'm going to put some model lines in here. This one here. I'm going to drop that, in fact, about there. They're just line work like you have in AutoCAD, just as a point of reference, so we can see how close that wall is when we expand it out, which way it's gone. All right, so one thing I didn't mention before, well, I can mention it now. With dimensions, if I click this, it'll give me a temporary dimension on here. I can actually keep any of those by clicking this button here, and that makes it into a permanent dimension. All right? So you could dimension things that way as well. Okay, so that's fine. You can do that, whatever. Okay, so if I just undo that, if I click on this thing here and say it's 12 meters now, if I want to make it 15 meters, I can type in 15m. You can see it grows both ways. What if I wanted to grow it on one way only? Okay. This will only normally happen when you haven't got another wall, that's a freestanding wall, and you haven't got another one next to it like we have in the plan. So you won't come across this very often, but it's still, and it's tricky as well. If you go over this and you press tab, it highlights that end and you click it. When you click that end, it makes it blue, as you can see there, which means that's the end that's going to grow. So if I change this number here and I make this 15 meters this time, it grows that way. Right, so that's how you can control it. So it's harnessing that Revit, I suppose. Okay, so what's the other thing? We want to do, okay, so we want to do some other dimensioning. The other thing is nudging objects. You can do this with AutoCAD as well, by the way. I think you have to press Control and nudge in AutoCAD. This one here, you just use the left, right, up and down arrow keys, and it does a nudge. You can do Control, Shift, and nudge, and it does 10 nudges worth. All right, so it's 10 times a nudge. Not sure how big a nudge is, but I think it really depends on the zoom level you're in. So it might be, yeah. So that's a nudge. If you want to do it with the arrow keys. All right, so that's, I want to show you that. Okay, what's the other thing? Yeah, dimensioning this thing here. So if I wanted to, dimension that along there. So if we go to annotate and we pick this one here, and I haven't covered that other one as well, the linear. Now if we pick this thing here and we click here, it doesn't seem to want to do one on that angle. So how do we do it? I can't snap onto that. And by the way, I haven't mentioned, and we'll get to it eventually, you can actually control the snaps as well. And they basically begin with S for snap and say E for endpoint. So if I wanted to do the endpoint, I can type in SE and it will just snap onto the endpoint if it's not getting it, or SM for midpoint. And I'll show you where they are another time, but they're basically under manage. I'll show you now. They're under manage, and they're here snapped. So this is where you can find out what their shortcuts are in here, all right, as well. So, and keyboard shortcuts, KS is the one shortcut you need to know, KS. And you can actually modify them here as well. So MD for modify, so you can create your own shortcuts as well in here. So you can find out what shortcuts are already assigned. If one command you use all the time hasn't got a shortcut, you can assign it here. All right, so KS for keyboard shortcuts is one you need to know. All right, so just a bit deviate it from there, but let's go to annotate. All right, so if I want to do this dimension here, I can tab, let's go faces again. Oh. Right. if I go here, I can use the tab key until a dot comes up like that. Then I click, I come up here and I use the tab key until a dot comes up, you click there, and that's how you can put, and you would have thought you'd be able to do an align dimension very easily, because I just picked the align tool. AutoCAD would have done it, no problem. But this one doesn't. You have to keep tabbing to actually get it. Alright. So okay, so that's, I'll show you one more time. So you go here, so you go tab. No, you can't. Well, interesting, yes. If you want to do the entire wall, you might be able to do it that way. No, you still doesn't really want to click there. It does give you that angular thing, but I think at the other end you probably have to do that again. So the entire wall, if it had any openings in there, though, you would have put all the opening ones as well. So yeah, no, you can't really do it that way. But all right, so if I wanted to use, let me just put a, by the way, if we put a wall in here, I don't know if you noticed, but generally we use single line, but I can put a rectangle, and I can do like something like that. If I wanted to use this one here to dimension that instead, but before we're using the align, okay, so we got, we don't have any options here, so we go here. We have to do a, we can do pick one end up. We won't even do that in this instance. Let's see. Linear. Okay. Oh yeah, there you go. It does pick it up. It's just a bit weird. It doesn't actually show you that it's picked it up. You just have to click there and hope for the best. And over here, if I click there, alright, so is that wall that long? Who knows? We'll do just a double check. Okay, we'll go to this one here and we'll do the tab 2 times. I don't think I got it. I don't think there you go. Okay. So it is right. So the way I've done it, I used the align for the second one, but I used a linear for the first one. So I just sort of went there and I clicked there, and I wasn't quite sure what I was getting. But I actually did get it. So it's a bit weird the way it works. And if I just continue here and do that one again, try the same method, click there, see nothing happens. So this one here seems to be not working at all, as you can see. So that's why we use this one here mainly. Sorry, I'm on entire walls, that's probably why it's not working. Oh no, it's not. This one, yes, individual references, and we've got wall faces. Now it'll be working. So it's so much easier, as you can see, to use that. All right. So that's the 2 different ones. All right. What else is there on that note? I don't think there was much else with that. That was about it. So angular, yes, angular dimension, this one here. Okay, so if I click on here, this one requires that you have some other entities. That one there you can't really do unless you had something else. So if I went to, say, that one there, I can do that angle there, right? Or I can do that angle. Right? But this one here, we can't really do it. Maybe if you had a line that went from there to there. By the way, if I hold the shift key down, it's like an ortho, so it locks it in a lot easier. Okay, so if I went to there, where am I going? Away. Angular. There and there. I can get that angle in there. So you can change the angle. Yeah, you can change it. I was about to do that on the other one, but I can do it here. I can change that angle. So I can change that angle. Maybe. Maybe I can't. I can change that angle, but I can't seem to change that one. So you can do this one, for example, 30. So that changes that, which changes that. And here's the same. I should be able to click on that and change that, because you have to click on the entity. I wasn't doing that before. 140, say. It'll slightly adjust that. and coming back here, I should click on here, which then you can change that to 50, and that should do that. So yeah, I was doing the wrong thing. I should be clicking on the actual entity. I was trying to click on here before. Alright, so that's that one. And the other thing you want to know about annotations, obviously radial and all that, arc lengths. When you're doing the walls, again, it's awareness. You might not have noticed that you can do curved walls as well. We'll go click on, there we go, like that, and then you can swap around to straight, and so on. Okay, there we go. So that's that. Okay, so any other questions or good with that? All right, I'll stop that.